Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the Alienware Steam Machine. Now, Alienware also makes an Alpha. You should not confuse this with that machine, even though it looks pretty much identical. The key difference being that the Alpha, even though it shares the same form factor and much of the same internals, runs Windows 10 out of the box. This, on the other hand, is really aimed at being simply a gaming console based around the PC platform, even though you're not getting a traditional computer in terms of internals or form factor. You can see it's paired with the Steam controller, which some people love, others hate. This product launched back in the end of 2015 and does continue to get updated. This was a top-of-the-line model at its time. Core i7, that's a quad-core chip, which is the 4785T clocked at 2.2 gigahertz, is driving this PC with a Steam-based operating system. Again, no Windows 10 here. And that is complemented by 8 gigs of DDR3 RAM. You can upgrade that to 16 gigs and a 1 terabyte hard drive that is a 7200 RPM drive. Of course, you can also upgrade that. In fact, you can even install Windows 10, which I plan to. The most important part is an untitled NVIDIA GTX graphics card, your GPU for gaming, 2 gigs of dedicated RAM for that. So this really is a robust system. Even though it was built for the Steam operating system, you are looking at a fairly competent computer, also in a very small form factor and a low power machine at that. Dual band Wi-Fi, AC connectivity, Bluetooth 4.0, pretty much everything you could possibly want in a machine of this form factor. And like I said, I'll be installing Windows 10 on this. It was a great pickup over the holiday sale season, whatever you want to call Black Friday, Cyber Monday, this Frankenstein of America shopping that we have now. But let me get this thing out of the box and share it with all of you. Even though it's not a brand new product, it is still a compelling one. Now, the NVIDIA card that's inside here, I believe, is really the equivalency of a GTX 860M, maybe a little bit better. So you're going to be able to game in HD, that is 1080p, without a hiccup. And that's why it's a Steam machine. Pretty much anything you can purchase on Steam, you're going to be able to play with ease. You're not going to get 4K out of this. You can see right here on the side of the box just some of the specifications and what's included that I mentioned before. They also give you an HDMI cable besides the actual Steam controller. Let's crack this thing open. I believe the seal is on the other side. And it's really just a nice package all around. Again, low power consumption, a complete solution. And even if you didn't install Windows 10 like I plan to, it's still, again, a very unique machine because it allows someone to basically have access to their Steam library or become a PC gamer without taking on much of the expense, power consumption, size, weight, heat that a PC traditionally demands, which is why personally, I find it really compelling. Even though I'm not the lucky one getting this, it's a gift for someone else. So we've got a little bit of info here about how to use the Steam controller. Again, that's something that some people love, some people love to hate. Some paperwork back here. Let's get that out of the way. And I will be updating you on performance in terms of overall capability here. It looks like we have our HDMI cable that's included right here. What else do we have? A micro USB cable. This looks like it's the power cable for the power brick. Slowly moving through this entire box of goodies. Here is what looks like a traditional Dell laptop power brick, and that's because that's exactly what's powering this. I mean, it is a low power system. This is no Intel Atom though. Again, this is an i7 that if we had to speak in terms of quad core, I would say comparisons, you'd be looking at something like a 2700K. So even though that's far from current generation, that's still really impressive for a machine of this size. I mean, you can easily still do things that are very CPU intensive, whether we're talking about running pretty much any software that you'd want to. You know, it's not going to run it as fast as a current 6th gen chip. I'm waiting for the 7th gen personally. For those of you who know that my main gear system is gone with the wind, I'm holding out. But here we're looking at the entire package. There are other things I'll get to, the Steam controller. But as you can see, relatively speaking, very compact, not offensive, which is another thing I can rarely say about Alienware computers, sadly. I used to be a fan, but boy, they're not getting any prettier. This, on the other hand, keeps things subtle. I like the matte finish. You've got a Steam logo, which is completely appropriate. It is a Steam machine, but furthermore, because Steam really is, a mainstay for all PC gamers out there. I don't care if you like to stick to Origin games, whoever your favorite store is that you find yourself logging into, whoever it is. If you're playing Overwatch, it doesn't matter. Steam still is relevant to just about everyone because affordable games are easy to find. They're a lot of fun, and you're able to play them without any fee other than the internet access you're already paying for. So that's a great thing. 2 front USB ports. On the rear of the machine, we have all the rest of the goodies. We've got you may have noticed 2 HDMI ports there, and that's because I believe one is an input and one is an output. In other words, you can bring another source into this. If I'm wrong, I'll be happy to be corrected, but I do see in and out. So that's another element of this that you should be aware of. In addition to that, we've got fiber optic, Ethernet, the 2 USB ports, and the power plug. All the ventilation pretty much there and on the bottom of the machine. You can see it running all around the entire unit right here. I'm assuming this is where we get access to the hard drive. I'm going to just pop this open right now. That looks like our receiver for the wireless controller, which makes sense. So it's just a really nice package, and if you can find it at the right price, I think this is just really tough to beat. If you're a hardcore PC gamer that wants to be able to play everything in 2K or 4K, then obviously this is not the solution. But if you know someone that you wish had a chance to play PC games without taking the hit that a real gaming system costs, this is perfect. In fact, even for someone like me, if I wanted to play PC games in the living room, this is a perfect solution. Knowing that I wouldn't really want to game in 4K necessarily, even on my 4K OLED, or what used to be my 4K OLED. Anyway, moving on. So Steam controller, again, some people love it, some people hate it. I know plenty that like it, but included batteries, and I think that's it. I don't think this weird cutout has anything underneath, but I'm far from an unboxing expert, even though I've done more than I can count. I'm lifting this up like I'm going to find Yuli's gold. So that's pretty much it. You're looking again at the Alienware Steam Machine. I think it's worth giving a look, especially if you get it at the right price and throw Windows 10 on it. Then you have the equivalency of an Alienware Alpha, but you're getting the controller, which I think is better than just getting a wireless keyboard. That's something I didn't mention before. And again, that GTX mystery NVIDIA card with 2 gigs of dedicated RAM, plus an incredibly competent quad-core i7 processor, even though it's a rebranded old desktop chip. In this form factor, that's a beaut. No differently than my Vio Z Canvas. When I look at something like that, it may only have a 4th-gen quad-core processor, but it's in a tablet. I mean, people have to have reference points, and if you do have any, then you know that this is impressive, especially if you've been a gamer as long as I have. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Hit that like button, and as usual, please feel free to subscribe. Later.